It's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout Shortcast, and I'm with Abra Doherty, who is the communication person for MICA, which stands for Mid-Iowa. Let me see if I have this right. Mid-Iowa. You do it.
Mid-Iowa Community Action.
That's right. Mid-Iowa Community Action. I'm just getting familiar with the organization, so sorry, brain fart. And tell us what MICA is all about.
So MICA is basically an anti-poverty agency. So we provide services to 5 core counties in Iowa: Marshall, Story, Hardin, Tama, and Poweshiek, in the essence of helping families who are experiencing poverty and hopefully get them out.
And we're going to talk about food insecurity because on Monday we had a great podcast and shortcast too with Captain Tim North of the Salvation Army in Newton and Jasper County. But just real quickly, since you talked about MICA, tell us about the different services that you have here before we get to the food insecurity situation.
So we have, in Poweshiek, we have a Head Start classroom. We have a home visiting classroom that helps with parent engagement. We have the food pantry. We have energy assistance and crisis energy assistance. We provide WIC and child health clinics in Poweshiek, so kind of a wide range of services.
Well, that's great. Okay. We are going to touch on Poweshiek County in general, Grinnell, because I do 1 podcast a week for Grinnell and 2 podcasts a week for Newton. And you have some stats that you researched. I don't want your good research to go to waste, Abra.
All right.
Tell us about some of the needs that people have had in terms of food insecurity in Poweshiek County and Grinnell.
Yeah, so we are seeing record numbers of families coming to our office for food assistance. So this year we've helped over 727 households. And last year that was kind of our number for the entire year. So, we're only a few months in and seeing a lot of families. One interesting fact is, so if families are receiving SNAP, and we talked about this earlier, over 1,000 families or 1,000 individuals in Poweshiek are receiving SNAP in May. So the per meal benefit that they're getting is about $181 for SNAP, but the cost of meals in 2022 was $395. We all know prices have gone up a lot since then. So, and over 2,000 individuals find themselves in food insecurity in Poweshiek, and again, that's from 2022. So I imagine it's much higher.
So why do you think the need is so great, Abra?
I think it's a very varied on different things. Inflation is one, of course, living wage, and just, the unemployment rate in Poweshiek is pretty low. Families are working, they're just not able to afford. Lots of families are cost burdened by their housing, which affects their budget and day to day. If you're spending 30 to 50% of your income on your housing, that doesn't leave much left for anything else. And we have Poweshiek has the highest population of seniors in poverty that MICA sees in our counties. So that, could cause have different reasons. And then some families don't have motor vehicles. So it's the highest number of families in our service area without motor vehicles. So if you live really rural, it's hard for you to get to those food stores. And
you talked on our podcast about the age range for people that use the services of the food bank, the food pantry for MICA. Goes from young to old, but you particularly found that elderly really need the help too.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we do a community needs assessment every 3 years, and for the first time in 11, 12 plus years that we can recall, every county, their highest need was food. And so in Poweshiek County, that kind of showed us that there was a need for seniors that we weren't necessarily meeting. WIC is there for families with kids under 5, and there's different school programs, but seniors were kind of missed out. And a lot of times seniors on a fixed income, they're going to get $20 in SNAP or food stamps. So SNAP and food stamps are the same. That's not enough barely to get bread and eggs, we know. So we started a grocery sponsorship with the Grinnell Mini Grant, Grinnell College Mini Grant, for seniors to enroll and get a $100 gift card every month for a year to kind of offset some of those food insecurities. They can also use our food box as normal. And, preliminary talking to people, we're talking about how they don't have to choose between food and medicine. They don't have to choose to overdraft their account to feed themselves, or choosing maybe the food that's not right for their body if they have diabetes or other things because of the cost. So that's been a pretty eye-opening program as well.
Fantastic. How is MICA funded?
The general MICA is, we get federal dollars and state dollars, but our food pantry, our outreach office services are all funded by local donations, community support, and grants.
Okay.
Local grants.
And so let's cut to the chase as far as if people want to make a donation, either
Yes.
canned goods, non-perishable items, toiletries, or even good old-fashioned cash
Yep,
to
yep.
MICA. How can they go ahead and do that?
They can drop it by our office at 611 4th Ave in Grinnell, or mail it to us as well. We are open Monday, Thursday, Friday, 9 to 4, and then Tuesdays, 10 to 4, or you can call and schedule a time.
Okay, fantastic. Now, is there paperwork they have to fill out if they want to get in on the food programs there?
Very minimal. So we do take some data just so we can show the need. So it's just very basic demographics of your family. And it's called a TFAP form. You just will sign it. It's a self-determination of income, just says if you have, but even if you don't meet those income guidelines, we're going to feed you. We just have to make sure you don't get some of the food bank food. So
okay, and you have two programs. You have a Healthy Kids program, and
yes,
you have another program.
We are. So everything I've talked about before is about just our normal food pantry, food box services. Healthy Kids Iowa is in place of the extra SNAP benefits that families got last summer. So it's $40 worth of food per child per month for families. So we are hosting that, and so families can come to us and receive those foods, and they're very fresh, nutritious items. There's a guideline that they follow, and that gets shipped to us.
Okay, I know you have it memorized by now. One more time,
yes.
before we wrap up, how can people either make a donation of canned goods, non-perishable items, cash, or even get in on the services of MICA in Grinnell?
Yep, so 611 4th Ave is our address. You can come into our office, or we are open Monday, Thursday, Friday, 9 to 4, and Tuesday, 10 to 4.
Okay, Abra Doherty, my interview guest. Abra, a pleasure.
Thanks for
all
having me.
you do at
Yeah,
MICA.
thank
Bless
you.
your heart. And
Thank
that's
you.
going to wrap it up for this edition